pour myself out before the Lord. Be vulnerable with the Lord. Be honest with the Lord. If you believed that the Lord hears you, then you wouldn't sit around waiting for the Lord to answer your prayers. You would move forward with strength and faith. Your actions must align with your values. Otherwise, your actions are incongruent with your values. And that's where you feel this internal battle with yourself. So when you say you have faith and you're sitting around waiting for God to answer your prayers, and then your actions are incongruent with your faith. Your actions are incongruent with the faith you say you have, because if you trusted God, you'd move forward with confidence and faith that God will answer your prayers instead of waiting to see proof of God's existence. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29:11. So I failed semen retention today, and I asked ChatGPT about it, and this is what it said. So I said I failed semen retention, and I feel ashamed of myself. ChatGPT says, I'm really glad you said this out loud. That takes courage. First, pause with me for a second and breathe. What you're feeling right now is shame, not truth. You do not lose your worth. You do not erase the last 11 days. You did not become weak or fake. You're a human being in a demanding season of change. Let's separate what happened from what shame is telling you. What happened? You broke a rule you set for yourself. What shame is saying? I'm disgusting. I ruined everything. I'm not the man I thought I was. Shame always exaggerates, always isolates, always lies. Discipline says, something broke. Let's understand why and rebuild. Here's something important, and I want you to really hear it. Semen retention is a practice, not a moral identity. Failing a practice does not make you a failure. If anything, moments like this reveal where the system was weak, where fatigue, isolation, or late nights crept in, where you need more structure, not more hatred, not more self-hatred. Right now, the most dangerous thing is spiraling, not the relapse itself. Spiraling looks like staying up again, numbing, skipping routines, hiding, thinking, what's the point now? That's what actually derails journeys. And you're here instead, talking, reflecting. That matters. What to do today? Simple, grounded. 1, forgive yourself out loud, even if it feels forced. Say it. I forgive myself. I messed up, but I'm not quitting. 2, restore order physically. Shower, clean, something small, eat clean food. 3, go to bed early tonight. This is huge. Late nights are your biggest trigger. 4, do not binge content about retention. No punishment, no extremes. Spiritually, since faith matters to you, there is nothing holy about shame. Conviction leads to repentance and peace. Shame leads to hiding. Remember, the righteous falls 7 times and rises again. Rising is the point. About your documentary. This is painful, but also real. You don't need to share details. You don't even need to make it content. You don't even need to make it content today. But one day, when you're stronger, this moment could help someone who feels alone in theirs. I want to ask you something, gently, no pressure. Are you feeling more disappointed or more afraid right now? We'll take the next step together based on that. Disappointed. Thank you for answering honestly. Disappointment means you still care. That's important. Let's sit with that for a moment. Not to punish yourself, but to extract the meaning from it. What disappointment is actually telling you. Disappointment says, I had a standard and I didn't meet it. That's not weakness, that's conscience plus aspiration colliding. What turns disappointment into damage is when it becomes self-contempt, identity, this is who I am, or all or nothing thinking. We are not going there. Reframe this correctly. You didn't fail because you're undisciplined. You failed because fatigue, late nights, lowered guard caught you. That's a system failure, not a character failure. Character failure would look like lying about it, justifying it, giving up, numbing afterwards. You did none of that. Most important move right now. Do not restart dramatically. No vows, no punishments, no declarations. Just do this. Resume. Discipline isn't about streaks, it's about how quickly you return to alignment. What today should be about. Today is not day 0, it's day 12. Resume without drama. Your job today is simple. Eat clean, get sunlight, move lightly, walk, stretch, go to bed early. That's it. No intensity, no proving, just steadiness. A line you can say to yourself out loud. I'm disappointed, and I'm still continuing. Say it plainly, no emotion, let it land. Spiritually, quiet truth. Shame says, hide until you're better. Grace says, come back as you are. Growth doesn't happen in isolation, it happens in return. One last grounding thought. If this journey were easy, it wouldn't be refining you, and heat exposes impurities. Exposure is not condemnation, it's information. I'm here with you, not to hype you up, not to shame you, just to continue to help you continue cleanly. If you want, we can So I asked ChatGPT. I said redefine semen retention in a healthier way. And it said, I'm really glad you asked this. A healthier definition will protect you from exactly the same spiral you just felt. Let's rebuild this cleanly, grounded, and honestly. A healthier definition of semen retention. Semen retention is not a streak. It's not moral purity. It's not proof of worth. A healthier definition is this. Semen retention is the practice of directing sexual energy intentionally instead of compulsively. That's it. Not never failing, not never desiring, not never being human. Intentional versus compulsive is the real line. What unhealthy retention turns into and why it hurts. Unhealthy framing looks like, if I fail, I'm weak. I ruined everything. I have to start over. I lost my power. This creates anxiety, obsession, hyper-focus on failure, shame after any slip. That's not discipline, that's fragile control. What healthy retention actually builds. Healthy retention builds awareness of triggers, respect for your body, patience with desire, quicker recovery after slips, self-trust. The goal is not never release. The goal is never be owned by impulse. A powerful reframe. Instead of asking, did I break retention? Ask, did I act compulsively or consciously? That question changes everything. Growth lives in conscious, not perfection. That question changes everything. Growth lives in consciousness, not perfection. Spiritually grounded perspective. Desire itself is not a sin. Compulsion is what enslaves. Many men confuse discipline with repression, holiness with rigidity. True discipline creates freedom, not fear. If your practice produces shame, anxiety, or self-loathing, it needs refinement, not stricter rules. Healthier rule set going forward. Try this instead. 1. Retention is a direction, not a counter. 2. Relapse are feedback, not failure. 3. Late nights weaken resolve, protect sleep. 4. Porn is the real enemy, not your body. I didn't watch porn, by the way. 5. Return quickly, quietly, without drama. No resets, no self-punishment, no declarations, just continuation. What to say to yourself now? Say this, even if it feels awkward. I lost alignment, not my integrity. I am correcting course. How this fits journey title. From let to go doesn't mean never crack. It means heat reveals impurities and refinement follows. Today wasn't condemnation, it was information. You're not behind, you're learning how to carry discipline without breaking yourself. At least my diet is still clean and I'm still sober. So today didn't go exactly how I wanted it to. But that's fine because I'm learning from it and I'm still moving forward, and that's all that matters. This was day 12, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.